Hi, my friends. Let's turn on the chat. I didn't expect to go live today. I hadn't planned on it. Otherwise, I probably would have announced it and done it later. But let's shut off the windshield wipers in the driveway. So I just wanted to come in and talk through something that's been going on. And so something that I think is really cool is, hey Josh, how you doing? I'm so excited for you for the video that's posting on Wednesday. I saw that you were excited about it. Hey Heather. Hey Melinda. I'm happy you guys are hopping on. At first I didn't know if I was going to. Hey Jess. Hey Sarah. I didn't know. Hey guys. You guys are hopping on so fast it's hard for me to keep up, but hello everybody. I'm so happy you guys are here because I didn't plan to do this video and then something happened at work and I wanted to talk through it with you guys. So first of all, something really cool about being an influencer is that I can make up like terminology about things and then it comes back full circle to me later and people start picking it up. So a phrase that I made up years ago when I would go to visit, and the first few days after I came back from visit, I would feel really depressed. And a lot of stuff related to prison is like post-incarceration, post-conviction. So I started calling it the post-visit blues. And now among our community, a lot of people they can understand it and they've picked up the phrase post-visit blues. And that gives me a lot of, it's like a lot of pressure in a good way that I put on myself because as an influencer, I can help uplift our community because it's a very depressing time in our lives. So I put that pressure on myself and I love it because I know that I can. And I take that responsibility on myself because I know I have the personality to do that. And it's like a personal passion and mission of mine to uplift you guys. Sometimes in my struggles is where I find I can teach you guys the lesson and help uplift you guys. And that's what I'm here to pass along to you. Depression is real. It's because I hate leaving him there. I want him to come home with me. Yes. And sometimes, when you get a little taste of something and so you miss it because you tasted it, right? And then after a while, you kind of like not forget what it tastes like, but the longer that goes on, you kind of get more used to it not being around. So that's kind of like prison visit, the post-visit blues, if that makes sense. And everybody says they experience it and it's the first couple of days after. So I went to visit over the weekend. We weren't supposed to have visit at all. And like by some miracle, we got visit. And I made a video about it on the way home that'll post either Friday or next week. So wait for that. But it was a miracle that we had visit. I was so grateful for it. It was a wonderful visit. Everything was great. No issues, nothing. But as Sunday at 3 o'clock is the end of visit, they kick you out at 3 o'clock. So like around 2:45, 2:50, Adam was like, oh, I really hope that this is our last visit. Well, it had been an emotional weekend. It was Mother's Day, just lost my mom. And honestly, I went to visit that weekend to distract myself and it was fine. Like everyone thought that I was going to have a breakdown as soon as I saw Adam, all my emotions were coming out. No. And I told him, I was like, I'm starting to kind of judge my feelings because I haven't been emotional. I feel like I should be emotional, but why judge your feelings? Let them come up as they come up. So anyway, he said to me, so I guess I was a little overtired at this point. I was hungry. I was thirsty because I don't really eat that kind of food that's in the vending machines. There wasn't a lot of water. And so I was at the point where I was kind of a little maybe cranky. And cranky is a strong word. I just wasn't my typical like, you know me, hyper happy all the time, positive self. I was just kind of like the average person probably at that point, maybe a little below. And so he goes, I really thought this was going to be our last visit. I hope it's our last visit. And I looked at him stone-faced and I said, do you really think that? Do you really, truly think this is going to be our last visit? And he was like, he thought for a second and he goes, no, there'll be a couple more. And I go, right. I was like, we don't want to get our hopes up in that way. We want to keep hope alive, but we want to be realistic, right? And I've told you guys this in the past with videos that I've made. The institutionalization one that I made around Christmas is like one of my most watched videos. Hey, sweetheart. And so just to try to keep it even. And I said to him, I go, right now, I said, we have a lot of balls in the air, but I'm not counting anything as a viable option to help you come home until it's tangible, until it's there, right? Yes, we have the thing open the Supreme Court. We have a couple of other things, but the Supreme Court could go really well or it could go really bad. So I don't want to count that as a viable option until it's there. The fruit is hanging and it's low enough for me to pick it, right? Because otherwise it just leads to these really high highs and these really low lows that we've all experienced if you've been involved in prison yourself, if you are supporting a loved one who's incarcerated. So, and I wasn't trying to be mean or nasty to him. I was just trying to protect my own heart and like kind of in a way be like, stop saying that stuff to me, you know? So and I kind of was a little bit more firm than usual. Usually I let him speak and I just kind of in my head, I'm like, all right, just let him, you know, have his fantasies. This is our last visit. Let him think that for his own coping and his hope. And I'll think what I want to think, right? We don't have to think the same. We both cope differently. But this time I kind of felt the need to just call him out on it. And so he agreed with me and he was like, you're right. And I could kind of see the look on his face was like, ouch. But that was it. I mean, didn't ruin visit. Spent the last 15 minutes. Like I told him this hysterical story that I forgot about this guy through text who asked me out on Valentine's Day. And I showed my coworker and I was laughing so hard when I showed her the text. I have an Android and Google started giving you kind of like automatic responders where I could just, they do it in Gmail too now. I could just click a button. It could be like yes, or I could click a button. It could say no. I don't have to type out the text. So I was laughing so hard, I hit the phone and it popped up and it said, yes, I will. So then I had to let the poor guy down and be like, I'm so sorry. No, I'm not free on Valentine's Day. That's an autoresponder. Hysterical. But I was laughing so hard telling him this story. And we can joke about stuff like that. I know a lot of people can't, but like we don't get jealous. We've been together for so long. We don't get jealous. It's nothing like that anymore. He knows, he trusts me. I trust him. It's like that. So the point is, my like little blip of giving him a little bit of a reality check did not ruin visit. It did not ruin our last 15 minutes. We had a great time. We said goodbye, kissed him goodbye, got in the car. But then I started to feel a little bit bad about that. And then I started like the post-visit blues hit me hard. So yesterday was Monday. I got home Sunday night, you know, had a little snack, unpacked the car, went to bed, woke up Monday morning like hard, like just feeling depressed, feeling sad, missing him so much. I just wanted to like touch him and hug him and I wanted to talk to him. And in fact, they were on lockdown Monday morning and he called me. They had gotten off. He didn't expect to get off and they had gotten off. And so he called me while I was sitting at my desk at work, and I don't answer a prison call from my desk at work because I don't want to deal with that. And so I started to like run away from my desk to go out into the hallway, and I missed the call. So I waited out there for a second, and then as I was coming back in, he called again. So I ran into a conference room because it's not like him to call me on a Monday morning or to call anytime when I'm at work. And then two, I wanted him to know that I made it home. I drove 6 hours and he didn't get to speak to me. So I wanted him to know that I made it home okay. So I answered the phone really quick, and it was nothing important. It was just like, hey, I'm off of lockdown. Just wanted to see if you made it home okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's it. Today I wake up again. I'm still post-visit blues, still not feeling great, right? And oh my God, there's a kitty cat in my backyard and I don't have a cat. You guys want to see it? Let's see if you guys can see the kitty. Can you guys see the cat? Sorry, I can't flip my screen when I'm on it, so I don't know where I just pointed the phone to, but there's a kitty cat walking through my backyard. Okay, so woke up, still a little bit post-visit blues, just like blah. I'm also doing a detox right now, which always makes the mood blah because you're just kind of, you know, everything's just kind of detoxing. You're a little bit tired. And so I get this text this morning, right? And it was from a dear friend who's helping us a lot with legal stuff. And he goes, hey, can you take a call? Usually when I am at, you saw the squirrel kitty? I got the kitty, good. So usually there are not many people that I will respond. I will run away from my desk and take a conference call at work, usually, unless it's Adam or somebody like really important, or if there's something like really important going on, like the day Lisanne's husband passed and she sent me a text. I just knew that it was a 911 and I needed to run into a conference room and take this call. Otherwise, I'll wait until my lunch break. But when this person calls, you answer. Like him, Adam, Oprah. So I said, give me 2 seconds to run outside. I'll call you right back. So I go outside and it's raining and it's cold. You guys just saw what it looks like outside. It is 45 degrees right now. It's not that warm. And so I said, you know, instead of going outside and freezing, I'm just going to run into the conference room. So I leave my desk and I go out into the hallway. And the way that it's set up in this hallway in the building where I work is it's kind of in a big horseshoe. The stairs are in front of you. Here's the horseshoe. I come out the door over here and there's a couple of chairs set up and then there's a conference room. And at this point it's 10:02. So I was like, I don't think there's a 10 o'clock meeting because it would already started, but I also don't want to be on a call about prison stuff and them knock on the door like, hey, you got to get out of here. We have a scheduled meeting. So I just sat in one of the chairs in the corner, figuring nobody would be bothering me. He knew I was at work and I wouldn't be able to talk for very long. And depending on what he really needed to talk about, I could always walk down the stairs and go outside. So I just sat in the chair. It was a couple minutes, this call, and it was something that could potentially be really good for us, right? And so I can't explain it now. I can't share it yet, but it could be really good. And he said to me, the first thing he said to me was, don't get excited, no expectations, please, but here is what's happening, X, Y, and Z. Here's the information I need. He just needed me to answer a couple of legal questions. So it was weird because my brain was not having a reaction, right? But my body was having a reaction. My heart is racing, my hands are shaking, but my brain is saying, don't get excited, girl. You've been down this road before. Nothing is tangible there. Just wait. Don't get excited. Give him the answers. My brain is doing this. My body is getting excited. It was the strangest feeling. And so, I was very just evenly keeled. He knew I was at work, answered his questions again. I said, I'll email Adam right now. I'll tell him what you said. But I will try to do it in a way where he does not get excited or anything like that, because again, we're waiting for the fruit to be ripe enough to grab it, to get excited about it, if that makes sense. Tell me in the comments if my analogy makes sense. So I get up and I'm like, my heart's racing, my hands are shaking, my brain's like, whatevs. And I go back to because I'm also still like a little bit low energy and a little bit coming off the post-visit blues and detoxing. And I sit back in my desk and all of a sudden this thought, boom, hits me. Makes complete sense. Thanks, sweetheart. Thank you guys. Thanks for the analogy, for understanding the analogy and explaining that you understand it. So this thought hits me like a ton of freaking bricks, boom, out of left field. And this is what I wanted to pass along to you guys as a lesson. The day that my mother passed away, and I just want to side note, apologize that I keep bringing that up. I hope it doesn't make anybody uncomfortable, but I want to pass things along in real time. And I'm learning a lot of lessons through this experience. So I do not get uncomfortable talking about her, talking about it. If it makes you guys uncomfortable, let me know in the comments, but I'm not doing it in any way to like rehash or depress or woe is me victim. I don't feel like that at all whatsoever. I feel like I love her memory. I feel like I live, with all of her good qualities. I just remember those and I try to, she's with me all the time and she's helping me. So anyway, oh, thank you. Well, I'm not apologizing for it. I just want to make sure it doesn't make people feel uncomfortable or think I talk about it too much. Anyway, so the day my mom passed away was a Monday morning. She went to the hospital on Sunday night. I waited up I didn't go to the hospital with her. I have a video about it before that I made with Lauren about like, my mom, it said my mom died. It's not clickbait, but what I learned about having to get that message into a prison because he was on lockdown at that point. So we had to call the chaplain. We made a couple of mistakes. He never wound up getting that message. So all of our mistakes and what we did wrong, we put in a video for you guys to learn from our experience. So anyway, Sunday night, I get the call. She just has a cold. She'll be home in 3 to 5 days. No big deal. Okay. So Monday morning, I go into work, right? I was tired. I wore the clothes I slept in because I was so overtired because I waited up late for that phone call. Plus, I wasn't sleeping a lot. My mom had been really ill. She had been getting this like coughing fits where she was literally losing her breath. So I would stay awake like I had an infant, right? I was up. Either she was waking me up because she needed something or her coughing was waking me up, and I would stay awake to make sure that she was breathing, that she caught her breath again, or I would go running to help her. So the point is, I wasn't sleeping a lot the last few weeks my mom was alive. And maybe something in my soul knew, because I woke up feeling like crap that morning, a little bit emotional, but I had planned to leave work around 1 o'clock that day to go to the hospital to visit my mom, just to cheer her up, and then go back the next day. And I expected her, it was Monday, I expected her home by Thursday, Friday, that's what they told us. And so around 12:30, my phone rings. And so I see it's my dad. And so I went out into, hey Meg, happy Tuesday. I went out into the hallway and I go to take the call. God's honest thought was, it's tax season. My dad's an accountant. He still has clients. He probably is at the hospital, needs to get some work done because it's April 8th. Tax day is April 15th. And so he probably just needs me to bring him some files or something to the hospital so he can get some work done while he's hanging out with my mom. So I go in the hallway, open the door, horseshoe, sit in the little chair because I expect it to be a 2-second call, sit in the little chair, and my dad goes, Ro, and I knew something was wrong, and he goes, Mom didn't make it. And I was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, she has a cold. What are you talking about? Well, her lungs were so damaged from radiation and her immune system was so damaged from chemo that her body just couldn't handle fighting off this cold. The point in telling you this is that was the exact same chair I was sitting in this morning when I got that call. So I got the worst news of my whole entire life. The worst thing anybody's told me, worse than Adam not getting clemency, worse than Adam's 213 years, worse than anything was the news I got that day that my mother died, right? And I had to just like piece myself together, not respond till I got myself into the car because I needed to get out of the office. I didn't want to like cause a scene, right? I'm just one of those people like, don't look at me. I'm not the victim, blah, blah, blah. Today, potentially, that phone call I got sitting in that exact same chair that I got a phone call that was the worst news of my whole entire life could set the ball rolling for me to get the best news of my whole entire life. And I'll tell you guys about this phone call when I can. So I go back to my desk, right? And I remember I told you my brain's not reacting, my body's reacting, and this news, boom, hits me, or this thought hits me like a ton of bricks. It was like, girl, relax. I got you. Like, just go on with your life and stop obsessing and stop worrying and just live. Just live. Good things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Good phone calls are going to happen. Bad phone calls are going to happen. I got you. I got you. Breathe. And that's the message I want to pass along to you guys. When things get crummy, breathe. They could always get worse. It's like remember those bracelets? What are they called? The bracelets that are white plastic and they have sand from the Dead Sea, the lowest point on Earth, and then they have water from the highest point on Earth. And so the message in these bracelets, loci bracelets, L-O-K-A-I, I used to wear them all the time because the message in those bracelets were stay hopeful. So when you're at the lowest point in your life, or there's sand from the lowest point on Earth in the Dead Sea, right? That's to remind you, stay hopeful. There's always hope. Or stay humble, the water in there, right? When you're at your highest point and you get the phone call, that could be the best news of your whole entire life. Stay humble. Stay humble. And that's what that water represents. So that's kind of the same message that I'm passing along today. Stay hopeful. Stay humble. So somebody said preach, Ray Ray. So let's see what Ray Ray said. Stop it. Talk about your mom as much as you want to need to. People can't handle it. They can watch another one of your videos. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah. So that is like, it's hard for me to put this lesson into words, but it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, girl, just relax and live your life. Stop judging your feelings. It's okay to be down those first couple of days after a visit. It's okay to put Adam in his place when he gets too much for you. It's okay to not react when you get some good news because you need to remain cautiously optimistic. It's okay to do backflips. If you want to do backflips, all you have to do is do you and breathe. Breathe, be you, live life. Don't get caught up. Don't get trapped. Stay hopeful, stay humble, stay strong, love strong, and keep supporting one another through this journey because you're one day closer to it all being over. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the next one. Make sure, you guys, that if you're new here, you're subscribed to the channel, but also click that reminder for tomorrow's video. I have a video that I did with a man named Brian who sometimes hops on my live videos. I just didn't see everybody who hopped on here. But Brian Bruton, you could see it's linked in tomorrow's video. It's already posted. You can't watch it yet because it'll premiere tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So this way we could all talk and chit chat just like a live video while this video is premiering, but it's not live. We filmed it because it was an interview that I did with Brian. But what he did was he goes into detail. He did 11 years in Florida. Florida state prisons are one of the worst state prisons, DOCs, that you could possibly go through. Florida, Texas, California are among the top worst state prisons you can go through. And he saw my Feeling Cute challenge video and he agreed to come on and to talk about the corruption among prison guards. And you guys, I've been doing this for a really long time, decades. He told me some of the craziest stories that not only blew my mind, but stories that he's never told before, even on his own channel. So make sure that you, one, set a reminder for that video so we could all respond and interact at the same time while that video is going on. And two, you subscribe to Brian's channel because he is a wealth of knowledge. And also Jessica, who was commenting earlier, is really trying to help him get to 10K, and he's so close. And I know our Strong Prison Wives can tip him over and get him to 10K. He's at like 960 something, 970 something at this point. And so all we need is just few of our members to go on there, to subscribe to his channel, watch his content because it's good anyway, but we can get Brian to 10K because you know why? Someday people are going to be turning around and doing that for us and for our channel and for our community. We are all one big family, this prison wife community. So go over there, follow Brian, subscribe to Brian, and then watch tomorrow's video because I would love to know your thoughts in real time. And somebody said to me, they were like, this is so not Roe because usually you're quiet about this stuff to protect Adam, to protect your members. Yes, I am. And what I did was in my Roe way, I flipped it positive, but these are the things, as long as it doesn't scare you, like if it's not gonna, like, if you're not gonna sleep at night because you know this stuff, don't watch that video. But if you can handle it because you want to learn and use it as a way to fuel you to help change the system and to bring among criminal justice reform, because he helped us in that video. He taught us how we could go about doing that. So it's a really good video to watch. And in my Roe way, we flipped it positive, of course, because I'm never going to leave anything negative. So that's just my personality. And what, like I said earlier in this video, I'm an influencer and I use my influence to lift everybody up. We're going to lift each other up. We're going to stay up here and we're not going to get trapped in those depression, in those depressing times. We're going to be able to spin it positive, just like I did today. You guys, again, stay strong, love strong. I will see you beautiful ladies and gentlemen tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Watch that video. Can't wait to interact with all of you guys and Brian there. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.